Pentagon police officer was killed during an attack at the Pentagon public transit hub Tuesday, according to a U.S. Senator. U.S. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, the U.S. state where the Pentagon is located, told Reuters he was saddened to learn Tuesday that an officer had died. The Associated Press, citing officials who spoke on condition of anonymity, said the officer had been stabbed and a suspect had been shot by law enforcement and died at the scene. The chief of the Pentagon police told reporters that gunfire was exchanged and there were multiple injuries. He could not provide information about the assailant or the possible motive. He said the incident is over and there is no continuing threat to the area. He also said the FBI is leading the investigation of the attack, which put the headquarters of the U.S. military on lockdown for several hours. Police say the area remains an active crime scene. The British Navy reported the potential hijack of a ship Tuesday in the Gulf of Oman off the coast of the United Arab Emirates. A spokesman for the British Foreign Ministry said in a statement Tuesday, "We are urgently investigating an incident on a vessel off the UAE coast." Earlier Tuesday, four tankers, all also off the coast of the United Arab Emirates, reported their ships were not under command. This, according to marinetraffic.com. That message usually means a ship has lost power and can no longer be steered. Last week, a drone attacked an oil tanker off Oman that left two people dead. The United States, the UK, and Israel blamed Iran for that attack. The incidents have all taken place near the Strait of Hormuz, which has straddled the UAE and Iran, is straddled by the UAE and Iran. An estimated one-fifth of the world's oil passes through that strait. A new report by the U.S. Defense Department says more than 2 years after the collapse of its self-declared caliphate, the Islamic State terror group appears to be trying to rebuild its army in the eastern Syria desert, using children and teenagers smuggled out of displaced persons camps. In particular, the report warned that despite a series of crackdowns by the U.S.-backed Syrian Democratic Forces, IS, which is also known as ISIS, ISIL, or Daesh, retains significant influence in many of the camps. The report says IS targets the most susceptible boys for recruitment. U.S. military officials have repeatedly warned about the potential for IS to take advantage of conditions at displaced persons camps as the group tries to regenerate its capabilities. Iran's supreme leader officially endorsed his hardline protege, Ibrahim Raisi, as the nation's next president on Tuesday. Iran is under crushing U.S. sanctions that have devastated the economy and led to the crash of the Iranian currency. Meanwhile, the coronavirus has spiraled out of control, with authorities reporting a record of 39,000 new cases on Tuesday, almost 2,000 more than the previous day. In a speech, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei advised Raisi to empower the country's poor people and improve the national currency. A Human Rights Watch report on last year's deadly explosion at the port of Beirut, Lebanon, says some senior Lebanese officials were aware of the risks of storing a highly explosive material there. 214 people died when 2,750 tons of improperly stored ammonium nitrate blew up after 6 years in a warehouse. Thousands of people were injured and parts of the city were destroyed. Human Rights Watch concluded in its report that numerous Lebanese authorities, including caretaker Prime Minister Hassan Diab and State Security Head Tony Saliba, were criminally negligent under Lebanese law. It called on the United Nations to launch an investigation. It also accused those officials of trying to impede an ongoing investigation. United Nations Aid Chief Martin Griffiths said on Tuesday that 200,000 people have been displaced by fighting in Ethiopia's Amhara region and 54,000 in its Afar region. In recent weeks, fighting has spread into the two regions neighboring Tigray, where a war erupted 8 months ago between Ethiopia's central government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Griffiths told reporters in Addis Ababa that the UN needs 100 trucks a day going into Tigray to meet humanitarian needs. He said that number was calculated, not overestimated.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.